Hi everyone, this is MJ. I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to start about the testing and software testing concepts. So today we are mainly focused on the software testing and its objective and the types of the software testing. So let's get started. So what is testing? So moving for towards the software testing, first we can understand the testing. So testing means we can check whether any product, any system, or any tool or any application is working correctly, and we can check uh, that product or that system or that application or that tool are working according to the client requirement or as per the requirement. So that is nothing but the testing. The next point is the software testing. What is software testing? So inside software testing, we will have objectives, we have different types of the software testing, but before that we can understand the software testing means. Software testing means we can test and check the software applications. We can find the defects and bugs in the program and in the applications. We can validate the application according to the business requirement or client requirement or the product owner requirement. So what is the defects, what is the bug, what is the business requirement and client requirement, what is the business requirement document, and what is the user stories. That all things we will see ahead in the different video. I'll create a separate video for each for you guys. So now see what is the objective of the software testing. So I have written five objective here for you so we can understand first. So first objective is the verification. Verification means like we can verify the whatever fields, whatever uh, attributes, whatever links, whatever text provided by the client, and it should be present in the application. That verification, that checking nothing but the verification. So that means like we can ensure the software are exactly meets with the requirement. Another one is defect detection. So we can find the bugs or errors before the release or before the deployment. We can we have another type is quality assurance. So we can confirm the product quality and product reliability. So these things we can check under the quality assurance. Another one is validation. So see here we have verification. Another one is validation. Verification and validation is totally different. Verification, as I mentioned, we can ensure the software meets its requirement. But in the validation, we can check that software solve the right problems for the user. Like we can validate particular field with the business requirement or given validation criteria. And prevention means like we can reduce the chances of the failure in the like production environment or in the UAT. So this kind of taking care of the application comes under the prevention. So now we have I will give one simple example to you guys regarding the banking application. So how many testing we can do or how many test cases we can check against the banking app. These are the simple 5 point I have added. Definitely based on the requirement, we will have multiple points in the real time testing. But yeah, for your understanding purpose, I just added this 5 point. So first point is user can log to the application safely. Like with the value credential, we can check the user is logging to the application correctly and it's navigating to the decided screen or give as per the client requirement. Whatever the next screen will be there is navigating to there or not. Another one is does the correct amount is get transferred like whatever amount we want to transfer from one account to the another account. So that amount is correctly withdrawal or transfer from one account to another account. These kind of things we can do uh, while the testing of the banking application. And we can check like does the application showing negative balance after any transaction is done. So this is the one another scenario we have in the banking application. We can check like the personal data, like password of the user or any OTP of the user is showing publicly. These kind of things we can do in the security of the banking application. Also, we can check the our application is working smoothly under the heavy use. Like we have multiple users using the same apps, and inside that any security or any load or any performance issue is occurring. These kind of things we can test under the heavy use. So these are the 5 points I have added. Definitely, as I mentioned, we have multiple points we can create as per the requirement. As per the given criteria, we can add here multiple positive and negative scenario as well. So now next point is software or application testing types or ways. So we have manual testing. Everyone know about the manual testing. Like inside that we can do the testing of the application manually. We can execute the test cases. In automation testing, we can test the application using the scripting or any tools. For example, BDD, Cucumber, Test NG, Playwright. We'll have multiple tools. We'll see deep uh, about the each and every tool in the upcoming videos. Another one is functional testing. We can check each functions of the software work expected and correctly. Non-functional testing, like we can test inside that speed, load, security, usability of the application. Unit testing, like a specific one unit or specifically one module testing, nothing but the unit testing, and it's done by the developer. Integration testing means like two or more than two unit or two or more than two module testing comes under the integration testing. System testing, like we can test the system, we can test in the multiple uh, systems we have. Inside that we can test the entire application as a whole system. We can consider the inside entire application as a whole one system, and we can go and we can do the testing. Acceptance testing, like it is the final testing to ensure software meets business criteria and user need. This is done by the UAT people or production people. Regression testing means retest after the changes to make sure the old features still work. Like if any bug we found against any field and that bug got fixed. So about that field, any existing functionality we have, is this working correctly or not? This testing done, and this testing come under the regression testing. Smoke testing, like quick check to see if main functionality work before the default testing. Some kind of buttons like save, next, like login, register, search. These are the buttons. We have multiple buttons available in the application. This main functionality we can check inside the smoke testing once the code is deployed to the QA for the testing. Sanit testing, it is similar like smoke testing, but it is done when any kind of bug we have raised and that bug got fixed. So that time we are doing the sanit testing. Performance testing, like we can check the speed, stability, and responsiveness under the load. We have Geometry kind of tool, and these kind of tools we have available. Using that tool, we can do that performance testing. We have load testing. We can test how the system performs with the expected user load or any kind of load situation is there, and that time how the system is behaving with the user user, and we can observe the application response. Stress testing, like we can push the system beyond the limit, see when it breaks. Like we can send the for example, can send the multiple emails, and we can validate like is system is throwing all the emails or it is breaking somewhere. Like this kind of a scenario we can test inside the stress testing. Security testing, like we can ensure the data protection and prevent some kind of vulnerability or attacks. Vulnerability, like this is the uh, like a bit difficult word, but its meaning is very simple. Like vulnerability means that part of a code which may be affected by the external user or external hackers. So this is the vulnerability. Another one is usability, like check how easy and how user friendly application we have created. Then compatibility testing, like we can verify the software works on the different browser or device or operating systems. Mobile app testing, like we can test the mobile application testing and the different device and operating system. We have APM tool for the validating mobile app testing. API testing, like we can test the APIs, whatever REST API is created by the developer. That API testing we can done using Postman tool or REST Assure tool. Database testing, we can check the some kind of a data integrity schema and queries in the database for the manipulation of the data, available data. UI testing means user interface testing. Like inside that, we can ensure the buttons, forms, and layouts and looks, and all these things are working correctly or not. This kind of testing we can done inside the user interface testing. Then cloud testing, we can test the performance, security, and scalability of the cloud-based application. Same for the enterprise application testing, large system like SAP, Oracle, ERP, enterprise application for the process accuracy. Salesforce testing, like Salesforce is a CRM kind of a feature providing framework. It is creating customer relationship management features that application. So that application testing comes under the Salesforce. There we can validate the CRM features, workflows, and integrations, validation, account creation, or this kind of things we can perform inside the Salesforce testing. Pega testing. So Pega testing is the one kind of a framework. Inside that, we can build the business process management and customer relationship management tools. And inside that, we can do the testing. We can use the scenario testing or any testing tool, and using that, we can do the testing from starting to end. Another one is localization and internalization. So we can check with the app with the different languages, cause internalization provide the way to change the all fields or all the things of our app into that particular language. Suppose we have English language, and if we switch it into the Marathi language, then all the fields and all the labels will be changed into the Marathi language totally. Configuration testing. Sometimes we ensure we can software works properly with a different hardware or not. This kind of a testing we can done inside the configuration testing. End-to-end testing, like we can test the entire application from beginning to end. Then exploratory testing, like we can explore the multiple negative scenarios or positive scenarios by ourselves without taking any kind, without depending on the any kind of a business requirement. We can do the exploratory testing that helps to uh, increase the flexibility of the application. Ad hoc testing means we can informal testing without any planning. We cannot do the planning or do the init can request case. We can just put the random data into the field, and we can try to test the application. For example, we can just try and break it. Like we can just provide the data and try to check with that field against that field. Data driven testing, like we can run the data using the different set of input data automatically. Like here we can use the Excel sheet in the automation using the API test Apache POI. We'll do this kind of functionality inside the automation. Like framework based testing, like previously we have seen the Pega testing. Pega is the one framework. Then data driven we have, keyword driven we have, BDD is the data driven framework. Then hybrid framework, this is a combination of keyword driven and data driven. So these are the frameworks we have. Then continuous testing, like while deploymenting the any kind of automation script, we are using CI/CD pipelines. So inside that testing, whatever testing we have, we can do the inside the continuous testing. And second last is alpha testing. Alpha testing is done by the internal teams before the release, and beta testing means like same testing, but it's done by the external or real-time users before the launch. So that's all about the type of the testing. We have these many types. Definitely we'll go and look in details about each and every type. So that's all about the today's session. I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in the next video with a new topic, and stay connected. Definitely will get new videos about the testing. I will definitely post new videos. But yeah, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel, and whatever videos I have presented for you, please give like to that particular videos, and also on the top of that, hit the bell icon so you will get the early notification whenever I am posting any new videos. You will get early notifications, so that will be help you to enhance your skills in the testing field. So that's all about the today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you ahead. Thank you so much.